10 most common relationship misunderstandings and how to decode them. Many arguments between couples stem from simple misunderstanding based on different communication styles. For example, women often want to vent, and men will often misinterpret this by thinking he's meant to find a solution likewise. Women sometimes misinterpret what it means when a man says nothing at all. Often, men need to work through the problem in silence, and women can misread their actions to mean he simply does not want to talk to her. A better understanding of how men and women think and speak can help us have higher functioning relationships. Looking at these differences, sound in on some of the most common relationship misunderstandings between men and women, and what we really hear when the opposite sex talks. Number one, men do ask and women hint. Men are socialized to make direct requests, while women are socialized to put others' needs above their own. How does this play out in relationships? Women often expect men to read their minds and know what they want without actually telling them. If a woman can ease into asking for what they want instead of leaving their guy to guess, they'll get much more of it with no mind reading necessary. Number two, for women, it's in the details. When she says, "Do you remember that sweater I wore on our second date?" As a man, we hear you say, "If you cared, you'll remember." Women have an amazing memory for details, and they are more sentimental than men. Women should keep in mind that men don't remember details as well because of the differences of how we process our information, not because we don't care. Number three, there is a huge difference between listening and solving. When a woman has a problem, a man offers solutions. Often, she's simply looking for understanding and validation, and a woman tends to give men what she'll want, a shoulder to cry on, which is often the last thing he wants. As a rule of thumb, men should offer women compassion first and then help, and women should offer men help first and then compassion. Number four, men do compartmentalize and women think the big picture. Women and men don't think the same way. Maybe you have noticed, men, we do compartmentalize mentally and emotionally, separating work, relationship, and everything else. Women think the big picture, connecting all the aspects of their lives. For women, when he seamlessly switches gears from your serious conversation to a football game, it's not that he doesn't care about the conversation. For men, it's good to remember that her brooding over things and bringing up the past doesn't mean she's trying to nag. It's just the way her mind works, connecting one event to another. Number five, she says too much, he says too little. When a woman feels stressed, she wants and needs to vent. In fact, she often will verbally recall every single horrific detail about her job, her overwhelming schedule, and her family. She often uses dramatic words and phrases. He always does this. We never do this. How could you do this? When a woman reacts like this, it's best to remember that it's just the valve of the pressure cooker. Men, now it's not the time to get defensive, but to help her to release their steam a little bit at a time by responding with empathy and questions that further encourage her to talk it out. Once she feels her emotions have been heard and understood, then she immediately starts to feel better. However, when a man is feeling stressed, he often stops talking altogether for a period of time. He just wants to chill it out with a TV or computer or hang out alone in the garage or the basement, the man cave for to forget his problems. A woman's natural instinct is to ask him probing questions to find out what she did wrong or why he doesn't want to spend time with her. Women, now is not the time to feel rejected, but to give him the space he needs to relax on his own. It's best to focus on things that can make you or make yourself feel good in the meantime, so that when he does ascend back into the light, you'll be feeling happy and excited to spend time with him. Number six, women like reminders. He thinks, I have committed to her. She knows I love her. She thinks, what has he done to show me he loves me today? It is not necessary to reassure her that he loves every hour, but he shouldn't assume that a gesture of love last month is fresh in her mind today. He should continue to do the nice things that he did while he was pursuing her. Number seven, men are emotional too. Our lady thinks that men are not emotional. The truth is that most men are very sensitive and have deep emotions. They are just as always comfortable showing them all. A woman should never assume that a man doesn't feel things like hurt or rejection. He feels more than you know, but don't assume you know how he feels. The best practice is to ask him, but avoid overly emotive phrases like, did that hurt your feelings? Instead, try, did it bother you when that happened? Number eight, a lady says, you've never listened to me. A man thinks that she's talking all the time and all I do is to listen. All he really has to do is to give some verbal cues to indicate that he is paying attention, and such as, really? I didn't realize that. You can ask questions about the content of what she's saying to let her know that he is listening. It is okay to tell her when he is focused on something else, I really want to hear what you are saying. Can this wait until I finish this page? Number nine, he says, I am wiped out. Let's just stay in and relax. A lady thinks that he'll rather stare at the TV than to be with them. It is helpful for a woman to remember that sometimes their man just wants to be with them and relax. They don't have to do anything, not even interact a lot. It's okay to just be a woman who is comfortable just being and not always doing. It is a very attractive character to any man. Number 10, a lady will say, I'm capable of doing that myself. A man here, she doesn't want my help. This can be confusing, but most women, no matter how strong and capable, still love to be taken care of by their men in one way or another. Women are taking care of others all the time. Tell her that you know she can do it herself, but that you love to do things for her so she can take it easy. We have looked at the 10 most common relationship misunderstandings and how to decode them. You now need to watch the video on the 6 things that can kill a relationship and keep winning in your relationship and marriage. See you in the next video. Before I forget, hit the subscribe button to be notified when the next stated video is out, and if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, thank you. And just to mention a few other aspects, every man desires a lady who is strong and understands what she wants. Remember the rules. All the men, we do compartmentalize whatever we do. We have set aside things in segments. So we pick one thing, one area at a time. And remember, for a lady, or you as a lady, you always have everything connected together. And you're able to recall things into details. But for us, we tend not to recall everything into details. What we do, we pick one thing at a time and we get it done, then we move to the next one. So remember, when you're out there, keep winning and always be on top. Let your relationships be successful and your marriage to be a success. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.